For a little background for people, I was born in Nairobi, Kenya. And shortly after a couple years being there, moved to Brazil and grew up in Brazil. I was there for about 10 years. Moved to the United States in 2002, and I've been here ever since. I am 50% Brazilian, 50% American on paper and on, I guess, blood, whatever you want to call it. And so I do have dual citizenship. I don't have it to Kenya because their rules are different. You need to have Kenyan blood from your direct descendants of your parents for you to be counted as an actual citizen. So by default, you become what your parents are. Mom's American and dad's Brazilian.
So your mom's American, your dad's Brazilian, and both America or the United States and Brazil have like very, mixed race.
Very mixed.
So what do you know, like the racial background of like both of your parents?
Yeah, so my dad, I'm just gonna keep it simple. He's the white person on the family, and my mom is the one with more with color. She's, I guess, what you would say, 50% black, and she's 50% white, because her mom is my grandma. It was 100% from Irish.
Oh,
and then her dad 100% black from.
Wait, you're a quarter Irish?
I'm quarter Irish.
That's so dope, yo. St. Patrick's Day was like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
We didn't
yeah.
celebrate.
Yeah, I'm as much black as I am Irish.
Word, that's so dope, yo.
Yeah. And so,
I didn't know
long
that.
story short, color has been all over my family, and it's never been an issue on any level. Meaning, like, I'm trying to find a story. Like, I'm trying to find something in Brazil that happened that was just racially charged. I'm trying to find a certain situation where we're at a family gathering and somebody said something about somebody, and I just can't find it.
That's great.
And that, which is why I was so alarmed that first several years, also not that much of a thing in the first years, my middle school years here, my high school years, none of that. Sure, you hear some random shit here and there, but it was not all over the tabloids day in and day out. You didn't have this sort of over the top, people just wanted to just yell it out, to just hear me out type of thing. Like, and then these last 2 years, it's almost like it's a new industry. And in a way, I think I see what's happening here. Here's my personal idea as to why this is happening. This is a perfect tool for people to get wild up. And once you are in that mental state of you're wild up and you're, let's just face it, in anger, you're easily controlled.
Word. Yeah.
One of the easiest ways to control, manipulate individuals are when they're in that state. This is scientifically known.
Word. Yeah.
And so for anybody who knows anything, understands that when you are in a calm state, when you are doing this, when you're conversing, not attacking each other, well, shit gets done. And we don't listen to bullshit.
Yeah. And we actually hear each other.
We hear each other. We depict what the real bullshit really is. And we can all come to an agreement that, like, sure, we might agree to disagree, but we can all agree that there's a certain level of respect and rules that we should all abide by, so we can all have a decent life.
Yeah, word. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, we're not asking for people to go out of their way to do extra things. Just live a life where you're not being nuisance to everybody else around you. And if your life were to be multiplied, how would the world look?
Yeah, that's a good question to ask yourself. Yeah, really.
And so, on like a conspiracy level type shit, I personally think 2020, alongside Uncle Kobe, the whole race thing was just another switch hitter they had to just throw it in the mix and let's just see how people will react.
Word.
Because here's why I say this. I understand the past that is shown and told from how the country has been created and the slavery that came along with it and everything in between. I get that. But what I'm trying to understand is, if I were to actually take a step back and go to some of the places in Africa, go to some of the places in Brazil, and I don't hear any of this talk while I was over there. And I come here and the situation is way better, meaning this is one of the most accepting places there is in the world when it comes down to overall ethnicities living around each other.
Yeah. Especially these days.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so this is incredible. Like you said, it's an incredibly diverse place.
Yeah.
And it's very accepting. It's a very accepting place, which is why so many people want to come to the United States to begin with.
Yeah.
So I have to beg the question. Is this really a race issue or is this a perspective issue?
You want to elaborate on that?
Sure.
Yeah.
I would love to. So I've come to find out a lot of the people that I've met here in the United States that have preached this word that just United States is just crawling with racism, systemic racism, this racism, that racism. When I've come to find out, oftentimes, not 100%, but almost, it's like in the 90+%, where they didn't really get around to some of these other third world countries and then just understand that this is like, I don't think you know what you're talking about here when it comes down to people not having rights and people not having opportunities. I was like, don't come and tell me about opportunities when you grew up in the United States. I don't care if you're black, female, gay. As far as I can tell, literally I've been here for almost 20 years. No, 21. I've been 2002, almost 20 years. And I've yet to really see a systemic situation where a person, depending on their color, sex, sexual orientation, literally kept them from doing that one thing they wanted to do. I don't, because there's always examples to contradict that.
Yeah, word.
Of people who did do it, that were that color, were that race, were that sexual orientation.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching this clip from Appropriate Culture. If you want to watch the full episode, go ahead and check out us at appropriateculture.com. You can also check us out on the social media platforms at Appropriate Culture. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.